And welcome back everybody to Hayes Tech ROM Reviews. This is Dave Hayes, and I am back with another review for you guys. Today we're going to go over Pure Nexus. It's been a while since I've done a review of Pure Nexus. I was kind of waiting until they updated to the 7.1.1. I didn't want to have to do a couple of reviews of the same ROM, just kind of like back to back. And again, guys, like I said in the past, I like to run a ROM for a while to make sure that it's running good, which, of course, it's Pure Nexus. It's going to run good. And again, I haven't found anything wrong with this ROM. I never do, guys. It's Pure Nexus. It runs great. Battery life so far, if I had to, say, grade it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably have to give it around an 8, 8.5. I think it's really, really good. That's even with the stock kernel or the supplied kernel that it comes with. Now, I am running Blackbird kernel. Again, I have my reasons for running Blackbird. And I'm actually running Blackbird's latest kernel. So I'm also kind of, double dutying this, if you want to say that, dutying this review with running Blackbird's latest. And by the way, guys, the kernel's running great. So those of you Blackbird fans who like Reventech's work, you are going to be very, very surprised, and you're going to be very happy with the update to that. But let's go ahead and get back to the review of Pure Nexus. As you guys can see, this is for the Nexus 6, Android version 7.1.1. It does have the latest security patches. This was just released a couple of days ago. Let's see, you guys can see kernel version, Pure Nexus version. There's my build number. And I'm running this SE Linux permissive, which you guys can switch if you want to run, say, a custom kernel. I can't remember whether the stock kernel or supplied kernel allows you to do that or not. I just can't remember. But if you do use Blackbird, you can switch the kernel up to enforcing or permissive as you want. I use Kernel Auditor Mod. That's the one I use. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get into the custom settings. I'm going to get rid of this. If we go into the Pure Nexus settings, the first one that is going to pop up is going to be the lock screen. These are your lock screen settings. You have your lock screen items, which are going to be your clock, fonts, date, text, stuff like that. You can pick and choose whether or not what you want to show, if you want to show anything at all. Then you have your double tap to sleep anywhere, lock screen torch, and your media cover art. Next up is going to be the notification drawer. This is going to be basically your drop down. You have your quick pull down. You have your smart pull down, force expanded notification, quick settings panel. Now it's a little bit different than some of the settings I've seen on other ROMs like 6 and some of the other ones where you actually had a little bit more control over that. But it's not that hard to to get used to. You basically just pick the number of tiles you want in your columns. I have mine set for 3 right now. But if you use to set that to say slide this up to say 6, when you pull that down, that's what it's going to look like. So if you're one of those people that like to have more, then that's how you do that. I am not one of those people. I like to have it less and scroll up if I can. Of course, this is Nougat. There is no scrolling up. It just turns into an animation. So if you have any more than say 5 high, which I don't think, no, you can't control the amount high you have. I think it's automatically set at 3. But if you did have that control, if you went more than 5 high, you wouldn't be able to see your bottom rows anyway. So you have your brightness slider, vibrate, and then vibrate on touch if you want that. Next up is going to be status bars, clock settings, battery settings, stuff like that. Right now I have my battery hidden, but these are the battery settings that comes with it. It'd be nice if they had that little Android thing, seeing how some of these ROMs, and I haven't checked this one yet, but some of these 7.1.1 Nougat builds are having all kinds of issues with the 3-minute battery mod. I don't know about Pure Nexus. I'll have to go check on that, guys, for you. And I will, and when I find out, I'll post that for you. But for now, that's what we have. It does not come with the battery bar. That would be another really cool option if it did, but it doesn't. But for those of you guys that like the battery bar, if you go to the Play Store, there is an I'm not used to this Pixel launcher yet. If you go to the Play Store, there is an app out called the Team Battery Bar. Of course, I have the Pro version. Usually, if I use an app and I like it, I normally pay for it. You know, it helps the developer out. Same way with ROMs, guys. If you like the ROM, you use the ROM. You know, donate to the developer. It just, you know, it lets them know that you like what they're doing, that you're supporting them, you know, so on and so forth. So, again, I highly recommend that you guys donate to the developers. Anyways, that takes care of the battery bar. Next up is going to be your carrier label. You guys can put in what you want. They do allow you to do that. Basically, you just click on that, go with for whatever setting you want, and then you go into here, you type whatever you want, and then it'll show, you know, depending on the settings that you pick, whether it's just your lock screen or in your status bar, both, none at all. Right now, I've chose not to put anything at all up there. Next up is going to be our clock settings. You can have it where you can show clock and date or not. Just by switching that, you can turn it off, turn it on. You can actually show the seconds if you want. Then we have our alignment, whether it's right, left, or center. AM, PM, and then you have your date style, position, and of course format. So they have a lot of settings for the clock. Again, it would be really cool if we could, you know, be able to color that, because there are a lot of themes out there right now, OMS themes, Substratum themes, that just don't put a lot of color up there. The theme I'm running is a theme that I love, and it's called Neon Colors, and it at least cover, you know, listen, I can't talk. It colors the battery icon, or not the battery icon, but your Wi-Fi icons. And your data icons. So, you know, at least you get a little bit of color up there. It would be nice if it would at least, you know, also color the clock. But, you know, it is what it is. Next up is going to be your network traffic, if you guys want to run that. These are the settings for that. Basically, if you was to pick it, let's say outgoing and incoming, then you have your other settings that you guys can, you know, tweak if you want. Status bar icons is going to be, you know, you can pick and choose what you want to actually show on the status bar. This is going to be where you go for that. Double tap to sleep, brightness control, and then your show notification count is all the way at the bottom. Next up is going to be the Navbar. You do have your Navbar Tuner. This is going to be if you want to move your Navbar around, stuff like that. Here's going to be where you do that at. It's as simple as grabbing it and dragging it where you want it, and then you click the Save button. And if you want to add anything, you click the Add button, pick what you want, and put it on the Navbar. That's if you want it. You have your Kill App back button, and then you have your, if you're using it, like I'm using it, you do have a delay button. Now, I haven't had to adjust the delay. It's working great for me. It's not inadvertently shutting it off. Just by hitting the back button like it was in the later Marshmallow builds. So I didn't have to adjust that at all. Next up is going to be the power menu. Pure Nexus gives you quite a bit of options to choose from the power menu. If you guys have watched any of my videos in the past, you know I like my power menu. I use it just like I use my quick pull down, especially now with Nougat being the way it is. I don't have the options in the quick pull down that I had before. And I don't like swiping to the right. It's just quicker for me to go to my power menu. And again, there's a lot of settings here, so kudos to Nate for that. Let's see, volume rocker. This is going to be where you're going to set up your volume. Rocker controls for, you know, music playing, turning the phone on, off, stuff like that. You know, just waking the phone up if you want. These are all your settings. This is going to be where you're going to go in order to do that. I do like the do not disturb switch. I'm going to turn that on. Basically what that does is if you hit the volume button, that puts a switch up there where you can toggle on your do not disturb. And I think it's a very nice option. That's one of the things about Nougat, one of the very few things about Nougat that I actually like. I think that was a very good addition, and I do use it. Next up is going to be the display. Let's see. Now, you have your expanded desktop. Basically, it just gives you a list of your apps that you have that is compatible with it. You can turn them off, turn them on. You can decide what you want to show in the expanded mode whenever you open it. You have Wake on Plug, LED controls. Not a lot of settings on this, guys. It's Nougat. It seems like the further up or the more releases we get from Android, the less control that we have. Although, if you guys know how to use this setting, if you go down to Add, you click on that Add, you can actually pick an app. Let's say we're going to go with Gmail. Let me find it here real quick. Right there. We're going to click on Gmail. Now, it's going to automatically set that to green. You can change that if you want. I'm actually going to go with the number 00FFFF. And I'm going to click OK. And now, whenever I get an email, it will show that color. You can't control the blinking on it. You can't control the speed on it. At least I can't get it to work. Maybe you guys can, but I can't get it to work. I haven't figured that out yet. But at least that's the way you set that up. Battery light. This is going to be what you can actually set this up if you want to show the different variations in your battery. You guys can go to town on that. And then last but not least is going to be media and notifications. You have your double tap power for the camera to vibrate whenever you use that double tap feature, which is another thing I like, which was actually brought up in Marshmallow. I do like that feature, and I do use that. You can just pull the phone out of your pocket, double tap it as you're pulling it out, and by the time you get it out and up, camera's up and ready to go. Notification options. You have your power notification control. Then you have your peaking notification, which is you get to pick how many notifications you want to show on your lock screen whenever whenever you pick up your phone or bump it or wave across a sensor. This is going to be for you to determine what you want to show and how many. Then you have your low battery notification, which is last. And that's pretty much it for the power or for the Pure Nexus settings. So right now we're going to go ahead and go back into display. I'll scroll down here real quick, let you guys see what the display settings are on this. You do have ambient if you guys want to run it. I normally do. I don't know why I didn't have that set up already. Then of course you have your font size. You guys can pick your font size. I'm actually running with the stock settings. I just think the stock settings on Nougat are perfect, especially on the Nexus 6. And by the way, guys, if you're a Nexus 6P fan or you own the Nexus 6P, these ROMs are identical. I am running this on my Nexus 6P right now, and the ROMs are absolutely identical. The only difference between the 6 and the 6P is going to be your fingerprint sensor, and that's it. So, I'm not going to put a review out for the 6P just because it's the same. It would just be, redundant. And then, of course, you have cast all the way at the bottom. Next up is going to be sounds. I will get in there, let you guys see that real quick. You can link your notification and your volume. Yeah, link your ring and your notification volumes together if you like. And usually that's how I have mine set up. If you do unlink it, it gives you an extra control for your notifications. But I'm going to go ahead and run that linked. And as you guys can see, I have my notifications turned completely off. That way, if I get an email or a text or something, it's not going to ruin the video. Let's see. You have your Do Not Disturb. If you go into that, you can set that up however you guys want with that. Then you set up your ringtone, notification tone, stuff like that. Emergency broadcast, other sounds. Under other sounds, this is what you're going to get with that. you know, dial tones. You can turn all this stuff off. You can run with it all on. It's all up to you. Charging sounds, all that. It's all here. That's pretty much it for sounds. They also have cast here, which I thought was kind of funny. It's here, and it's also under display all the way at the bottom. So that's kind of cool. Next up, we're going to go ahead and hit security. I'll let you guys see what's in security real quick. You have your screen lock settings. Then you have your settings to encrypt your phone. If you guys are not encrypted and you decide you want to be encrypted, that's where you're going to do it at. I highly recommend that if you are not encrypted, don't do it. But, I mean, it's your choice. You know, you have to decide what you want to do on your own. They do have the unknown sources there, and if I remember correctly, it's on by default. I'm almost positive it is, but just, you know, don't take me on that. Double check that. You make sure, especially if you're new to flashing ROMs to your phone, that's one setting that you want to have on in order to sideload any apps, you know, like, or install off your internal storage or download an app from the internet. You're going to need that turned on in order to install that app. Your advanced settings, you have your screen pinning all the way at the bottom, and then you have apps with usage access, and that's basically you can actually go through there and set that up however you want as far as your security controls, you know, and stuff like that. That pretty much takes care of security. Developer options. Quickly, I will run down through the developer options for you guys. Make sure you have OEM unlocked. If you do not have that turned on, turn it on. I've heard of horror stories of people not having that turned on, and I'm not sure if it's still that way now, but there was an issue with it back at the end of Marshmallow going into Nougat. People not having that OEM unlocking turned on, and they got into a hell of a mess with their phones. Pretty much standard stuff. You have your Android debugging. Again, that is another setting you want to have turned on. If you guys have any trouble flashing your ROM, or if you get into some serious issues, you're going to want to be able to push files over to your phone. And I'm pretty sure you can still do it, but you should always check that on just to make sure. You have your bug report shortcut. I'm not sure if they give you the... no, they don't. About the only other thing that I changed when I flashed this ROM was in the drawing section, and that would have been the animations. It comes default at 1, and I always set mine at half or 0.5. I just think 1's too much. It slows the phone down. 0.5 seems to really, it's just about perfect, at least in my opinion. For me, anyways. You guys may not want to change it at all. You might want to run it just the way it is. And that is pretty much it, or at least that's pretty much it for the settings that I go over. Again, guys, this is Pure Nexus 711 for the Nexus 6, and this is also going to be for the Nexus 6P. And again, guys, I just love this ROM. It just runs and runs and runs. It's like 6. I mean, well, you know, you don't. This is one of those ROMs that you flash and forget. You flash it, you throw your apps on it, and then you just go. It just doesn't have issues. There's no lag in the ROM. There's no stutter. There's no issues at all. Everything just works as it should. Now, I am running the Pixel launcher, but I didn't change my settings in my build prop in order to get the Google Assistant. I just, every time I install it, I always have issues with the OK Google thing not working, so I just, the heck with it. I'm going to wait until it's pushed officially, try it that way, see if it works. I do know that if you run a stock ROM, the OK Google feature does work, but to let you guys see what it looks like, other than the Pixel, can't remember how to do this. I don't know if you go to Applications and pick Default. I don't think it's going to let me do it that way. So how I'll do this quickly is go into my Nova launcher, and it'll load that way too. Let it load. There we go. Then I'm going to go into the Nova Launcher settings. I'm going to pick my default launcher right here. And I'm going to click on Nova Launcher. I'm going to click Home again. I'm going to pick that as always. And now I have Nova Launcher set up. And this is the launcher that I use as on a daily basis. But I did want to show this, present it with the Pixel Launcher on there. The Pixel Launcher is actually pretty cool. Starting to get used to it. I think that if the Pixel Assistant worked really well on it without having to do anything to the build prop, I think it would be cool. But the fact that we have to change the build prop on it to get it to work, I just don't want to use it. If that's what I've got to do, I'd just rather run Nova Launcher until it's all, settled and it gets to where they have it working with the Nexus 6. So, anyways, guys, that's my review of Pure Nexus. I think you guys should give it a try. This is definitely, as I've said in the past, in my top 2 or 3 ROMs is Pure Nexus. Just for the simple fact that you never have a problem with it. It's like running a stock ROM, only it's a little bit customized. It does come with OMS, and I have been playing with Substratum. The theme I'm running is called Neon Colors. I haven't had any issues with the 711 and the themes that I run. I've tried Neon Colors, 6. Wonder why I don't have 6 on there. Oh, it's down here. 6 theme runs really well on it, as does Substratum. I didn't try Shade. Subfonts work great on this. View works very, very well. And I didn't try Navigate. But again, most of the themes that I've been trying are working, and I'm not having any issues with any, boot issues. It's working great. Anyways, guys, that's my review. If you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up. And I do want to thank all of my subscribers, and I will see you on the next one.